Hi Libra, how's it going? It's Sarah with Earth to Sarah Tarot. Thank you for joining me. I will be doing your November love reading, and I am just gonna see what comes up in the cards for you. Sorry that I haven't posted videos in a while. I just had my own stuff going on and a lot of private readings and stuff that I was doing. So I'm back at it, and I hope that we have a nice reading for you coming up. So, and happy birthday to those of you who had your birthday last month. Happy late birthday, anyway. Okay, so what do the cards want us to know for the sign of Libra? Libra, the scales. Love and relationships for Libra. So let's see. Let me just talk about Libra for a minute. Your keyword is I balance, of course, because you're always finding a way, trying to find a way to balance things out so that you're comfortable with, oh wow, that's interesting. These three cards came out for Aries, but in a completely different order. That's so crazy. Okay, Libra, what the heck? It's all right. I want to say that there's some things that have been going on lately in your life, either around your friends, your family, your coworkers, people around you, I think, that is causing you to question your beliefs, I guess. Causing you to question things about life that I think you already kind of made up your mind on, maybe, and now you're reevaluating that. Let me just show you what we're looking at here. Wow, and the chariot just popped out. So this can be a good thing, a real good thing, Libra, because this is a card of, like I said, challenges or competition. Okay, why is that so bright? Holy smokes. Competition, people. Fives represent people, community, those around us and those that we come in contact with. And then you have the Hierophant, which is a very sort of spiritual, moral, ethical side of people. So our values, our traditions, what we study, the rules that we follow, but not rules like your rules, Libra, like justice rules, what's right and what's wrong, the study of those rules and how they came to be, and all the different types of rules, and how we morally conduct our lives, because justice isn't always watching all the time. We run a red light and we're not seen every time we run a red light, right? People, when they do something out of line or chaotic, they're not always reprimanded for it. Only in their mind do they know that they've committed a sin or a crime. So And then we have the Two of Pentacles, and this is about choices, feeling jumbled, feeling unsure, trying to look like we've got it together in a chaotic environment, or having two jobs, having to dedicate your time to a lot of things, juggling multiple people, multiple jobs, like I said, relationships. But it's more about the idea that this person is trying really hard to stay steady and stay afloat when there's a lot going on. And then we have the Chariot. The Chariot to me is about, it's almost like our teenage years when we're sent off to, it's like those years right before college where you know how you're supposed to be. Like, you know what's expected of you, you know what's right, you know what's wrong, you know the laws. You are sort of militant in the way that you behave because you haven't really tapped into your individuality yet. You haven't really challenged what your parents have taught you. You haven't really challenged or created your own moral code, ethical code. You've pretty much done what you've been taught to do. And that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's having willpower. It's having self-control. It's knowing what's expected of you. It's moving forward in life, like going to college, doing things that are respected in the world, but also very structured. You see how he's armored up and sitting up straight, and this is a mix of the Magician, the High Priest, the Empress. Like, it's our mom and dad taught us to be a certain way, and this is how we project it out there, how we control our good side and our bad side, how our heart and our mind flow in a productive way. Okay? And this, I don't know, see, it's like these two together, it's like you're challenging what you used to know. You're challenging what your parents have taught you. Or not challenging, questioning. You want to almost get out there in your own world and figure out your own form of justice, because that's what you do, Libra, is you offer a sense of fairness. You offer to people. You care about things balancing out and working out in a way that's productive for everyone, for the community, for the whole. But you have to figure out what those laws and those regulations are and what you stand for and what you don't on your own, through your own travels, your own experiences, your own relationships, not just repeating what your parents told you or you thought you knew. And I think there's either people around you, it could even be a relationship, it could be just people that you're just being around that are causing you, or things that have happened recently in the past that are causing you to challenge, question, I keep saying challenge, question what you thought you knew, what you thought you believed. It could even be about people in your life, what you thought you believed about your mom and dad, what you thought you believed about your brothers and sisters, what you thought you believed about politics, what you thought you believed about your significant other, what you thought you believed, more importantly, about yourself. Maybe you have way more willpower and more dominance inside you than you thought. Maybe you have more spirituality, more freedom, more like than you thought. It's like, for example, the first time somebody tries something out of their comfort zone, like yoga is a big thing right now, and whenever I see the Hierophant, I think of places like a yoga studio or places that encourage that moralistic, spiritual grounding. And it's like the first time I tried yoga, I thought it was something that it wasn't, and I also, examining, I told you, and I also thought it probably wouldn't be for me because I liked running and stuff. And then once I kind of started doing it, I realized that I did need that quiet. I did need that meditation. I did need that community of people that were operating on a high emotional, intelligent level, that weren't just going through life doing what was expected of them, that had teaching, that could teach me something new, that could challenge the individual that I thought I was. So Libra, another 5 down here, the 5 of Swords, and that one's a little more harsh words, fights. Quite frankly, there could have been a big fight or a big disagreement. Something could have happened at home, at work, with your friends, and it's like you seriously are reevaluating what you thought you knew about really important people that you looked up to, people that you normally would go to for advice, go to for wisdom. Could be a Cancer, could be a Taurus, Virgo, Sagittarius. But the Fool is the beginning of the journey. The Fool is 0. He has nothing. He has no preconceived notions. He has no expectations. He's a clean slate. He has not yet developed. He has not yet absorbed like laws and restrictions and regulations imposed by the government, parents, stuff like that. So as I said, you're re-examining what you stand for, what is justice to you, what is fair to you, what is religion to you, what is right and wrong. You're trying to, you want to be like a clean slate and really find your own moral code. There's not really much about love, and I know you're a Libra and you're not going to like that. But when the Hermit comes up, that's examining ourselves. That's a self-reflection card. That's let's go into our psyche and look deeper at our experiences. How has it shaped us? How do we deal with conflict? How do we perceive ourselves? What, what is your religion? Are you Catholic, Christian, Greek Orthodox, atheist? What is it? Wow, I'm not just a kiddin'. And on the bottom, the Hanged Man. That's a light enlightenment, you know, solitude, being by yourself, seeing the world from a completely different view. And like I mentioned, going to yoga and stuff, how that's kind of a spiritual institution that I'm talking about here. This is another example. When you stand on your head, when you move your body in completely different ways that are very foreign to you, like standing on your head, inversions in yoga is what they're called. It gives you a whole new feeling. The blood rushes to your head. You get this sense of euphoria. You see things from upside down. It's always going to look different. And there's a real need to really wake up, really look at ourselves, Libra, and like not yourself, but what your judgments are, what your rights and your wrongs are, your wisdom. What have you learned on this journey of life thus far? What do you want to start taking on as your moral code and your ethical values? What do you want to stand for? Something that you've created. Your willpower. You don't have to do what your parents do, what your you have always done, what's always been kind of ingrained in you. And this is if you're 50 years old, 60 years old, it doesn't matter. You could be living by an old, worn out moral code. It could be time to update things. It could be time to change what we view as right and wrong, change our judgments, change our scales, Libra. Because I think the law, as the law changes, we're always being reawakened and saying, okay, marriage isn't just for a man and a woman. Some people disagree with that, Is that an old judgment that we've made? Is that an old law, an old moral, religious design? And that's kind of how your brain, I think, feels right now is, am I operating on, are my scales like old? Do they need to be tuned up? Do they need to be updated? Like when you get a new iPhone, you have to update to the newest technology. Libra, you have to update your expectations and what you want from a relationship, what you seek out in the world, your friends, the people you surround yourself with, the way that you live, the chances you take. You could have like a new relationship that comes in. This is an example of kind of what I'm talking about with this Hierophant, the Fool, and the Hermit. So the Hermit wants us to look. Okay. So you could have this new person that comes in that's carefree, just for the sake of, okay, no, I'll make it even less political than that. Okay, let's say, Libra, you're a vegetarian. No, let's say you're a meat eater and you start dating someone that Like you're a meat eating, microwave using, TV watching, beer drinking person, okay? Where you don't focus so much on a strict health regimen or anything, okay? Let's just say that's who you are, Libra. And this new relationship comes in, and this person is a full-on hippie, yogi, vegan, doesn't eat high fructose corn syrup, doesn't use a microwave, doesn't have a TV. But you really like them. You really see potential in them. They really pique your interest. They really offer these interesting things that you never really questioned before. So is that challenging? Yes, but should you discount that person? No, you should look at your value system and see if it needs updating. See if you could eat a little less meat and actually maybe take a yoga class with them and find solace in that spiritual connection. Or it's another scenario is people around you that you fully trusted, you fully relied on for your advice, that were your elders or your mentors or your family, your parents, your brothers, sisters, like I said before, people that you counted on, people that you trusted, have been doing shady things. This could be your, your partner, your husband, your wife, whatever, doing things like to other people that you find unfair or you don't necessarily agree with. So it's like you're reevaluating what you thought you knew about them, and what you thought was right about them might be an old judgment. It might need to be reassessed, because our parents aren't perfect either. They all make mistakes, and they want us to challenge what they've done. Even if they're great people, they want us to still find our own individuality and challenge things that they've done, because they're not perfect and they're not always right. There could be a better way. There could be a way that works better for you versus me. And so, I don't know. I just probably talked for a million years. But look, it's these like heavy hitters, judgment, reawakening. Once you experience this calling and you have this self-reflection, you're never the same again. So once you notice certain things about certain people or crowds or laws, or you make up your mind about yourself or something new, you like notice something about yourself, you're not the same. You're not going to do that anymore. So I didn't even talk about this card, but this is just about reflecting, quieting our mind and really looking, internalizing what we think is stable, what we think is solid. Is it? Are those people really that solid? Or are your morals and values in need of a change, an adaptation, growth? Is your relationship as a whole in need of growth? I'll stop there. Hope that makes sense. Thank you so much, Libra. Have a wonderful rest of your month, and please let me know if something crazy's happened and you're really like completely re-examining what you perceive as your intellectual, emotional, spiritual law.